So I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm going through my IG and I see, yep, fucking, a video starts playing and it's Ken O'Keefe's dumbass in a goofy ass hat with a cross with a swastika on it, and he's talking to Jake Shields. And I'm thinking, like, no, Jake, no. What are you doing, Jake? Jake's a good dude. Like, Jake's the guy. I am a big fan of Jake's. He's this guy that's such a fuck. I wish I could be that badass to just be like, come do something to me about it if you have a problem with what I'm saying. Like, but Ken O'Keefe, man, I told you guys it's not even a few weeks ago. I don't even, 3 weeks ago maybe, where I told you guys Ken O'Keefe was gonna show back up, and I told you the story, and I'll tell you the story again. I don't even know if it was 3 weeks ago, but I told you they were gonna reactivate Ken O'Keefe. Because I don't. I think of Ken as controlled opposition to the extreme level. You know, like they have lots of different levels of the controlled opposition and people who say certain things and do certain things. And Ken O'Keefe is one of those high level controlled opposition. But he's absolutely controlled opposition. And I'm just, oh my God. And people will say, like, oh yeah, Ken's a hero. What have you done? And they're right. Ken's done way more than I have, maybe. So, story time. So it's 2016, I believe. I believe it's 2016, and I've just discovered Ken O'Keefe, and I fall in love. Like I'm like fucking finally somebody is actually saying some shit that I know it's true. He's talking about how bad Israel is. He's talking about how everything is sort of connected to Israel. And he did the World Citizen Tour. Again, it might be 15, but I think it's 16. Where he went around to different campuses and would give presentations. And he would talk. And so when I discovered him, I was just like, holy shit. I wasn't where I am now by any means. It wasn't like I was like, why am I this guy being pushed on me? I hadn't gotten that far yet. But so I'm so inspired by him that I write the Samson option. And I will include it in the description after the fact. But he directly inspired that song, and so I found his official Facebook page at the time. He had like 30,000 followers, and I reached out and I was like, "Hey, I wrote this song. Well, we made this song, and because Charles made it relatively quickly, and it was actually that's one of my favorite. It's really good. Um, but we send it over to them, and they give us that standard like bullshit. You know, Andre likes to suck dick. Apparently, cool. Um, they give us that standard like, this is thank you. We'll have Ken take a look. Thanks for your support. You know, don't forget to donate to like World Citizen Project kind of thing, you know. So this is all within like a week or so, maybe. Like this first part, and then the second part's like another week. But I watched more of his video. I become obsessed. Like I want to find everything this what I believe to be as a hero. Like I'm like this guy is just you have to have some great big brass balls to just say what he's saying and to go with. And you know, again, I'm not like asking myself why is he allowed to do these college tours and things like that. I'm just falling for it. So I try to find everything I can on him, and I noticed that the tour ended, and the last video that I can seemingly find of his isn't actually him. It's come to find out it's the JDL had protested an event that he was at, and the last picture you could see is like the camera is outside. These Jays are all around the restaurant or wherever he's at, and they're protesting. And he's standing in the window, looking out the window, and the camera zooms in on his face, and he looks kind of scared. And that's the end of this. That's the end. Like that's the last video at that time that had come out. And I was like, you know, holy shit, what happened? Like, I'm looking, trying to find, is there proof that he survived, that he's still alive after this video? And so I'm looking around, I can't find anything. This is before you could go live on Facebook. So back then I would make like little 10-minute videos and then post them to conspiracy chemtrail pages, whatever. And my page went, you know, I got hurt in 2015 and decided that I was going to, while I was hurt before I went back to work, so I thought, that I would do my best to try to promote my band. And well, I formed a band and I was going to promote it and I was just going to do my best. And so by 2016, I had gotten the limit of Facebook friends. My videos were averaging like, you know, 3,000 to 5,000 3,000 to 5,000 views, and these are, you know, again, this is just videos. And so you know, and I'm gaining footing in the chemtrail scene because I was really focused on chemtrails back then, and back, you know, 14, 15, 16 were the worst chemtrail years that I can remember. Consistently, these are the years we were getting halos in the sky every day and rainbows that aren't supposed to be there, and you know, it by 2016 they just didn't even give a shit. They were just doing it every day. The videos I used to have on my Facebook page would just shock you. So I start making videos like, hey, you know, I'm in over my head. Ken O'Keefe does this way better than me. He's the guy we all need to be looking into, except for the fact that he's been disappeared. And if anybody knows if he's okay, like where is he? We need to stop what we're doing, stop our campaigning because this general in our army it has gone missing. And so you know, these videos just start getting pretty decent views, you know, 5,000, 10,000 views on some of them. And within a few days, I get a message out of the blue from the Ken O'Keefe page talking about, now mind you, my timeline might be a little bit off because it's been 10 years. I'm old. I have a short-term memory issue for some strange reason. But they reach out and they go, oh, hey, you know, Ken really liked your song. If you don't mind, we're going to post it to the top of the page. Keep up the great work. Thanks a lot. Ken's, everything's good, and Ken really likes it. And I'm like, awesome, sweet. And song gets posted, and within 2 days, it goes up by like 3,000 views, and it works. The one thing I can say about myself is that I am, I'm not easily swayed one way or another. I'm not easily manipulated one way or another, but I can, if you stroke my ego, I can fall for you, you know. And so getting this message, like, it's supposed to shut me up. It's supposed to tell me that Ken is okay because he likes my song. And, don't keep rocking the boat because you don't want to lose that favor. So maybe I think it's like maybe 2 days later, it sort of dawns on me. Maybe it was even that day, later on that day, but it dawns on me that I still don't know if Ken is okay. And I don't know any sort of confirmation that he's even alive or anything. I just know that this page is suddenly trying to just sort of play me, kind of. And so this is also the same time when Facebook Live started to happen. So I start going live about it, and I start talking about these things and talking about what I'm going through and talking about how weird this whole situation is. And so I reach back out. It might even be in the comment section on my video, on the share of my video. And I'm like, hey, I appreciate this and all, but at the same time, I still don't necessarily know, like, if Ken is okay. Like, where is Ken? Can he make a video or something? Because as a content creator myself, I know you don't get to the point where I find you, where average dumb guy finds you, only for you to walk away. You don't put in all that effort trying to make a name for yourself only to get to that position and then bail. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And so apparently I just ran afoul of things. I don't even know how it happened. In my mind, I'm like, I'm the only one I know showing concern for where this guy is. I'm the only one that's trying to just get confirmation he's alive, knowing, the fight that he's fighting and who he's up against are dangerous people. So, we need physical confirmation that this dude is still alive. And so I start getting attacked by what are supposedly his fans and calling me, saying all this, I'm bad, and I'm going, look, all I'm asking is if he's okay. I want to know he's okay. I don't understand why you guys aren't asking these same questions, but I don't know, what are you guys attacking me for? And then I get this message from Ken, or from the page, where it's like, hey, this is Ken O'Keefe. And you could just, it was like somebody trying to convince you that they're Ken O'Keefe writing it. It wasn't like it was natural. It was like, they used catchphrases and shit. They typed these catchphrases just to be like, drive the point home that it's actually Ken. And the like the I think, again, this was in the comments actually. And the thing was, he was like, and I've done far too much to be questioned, and doesn't matter what I'm doing right now. What I've done in the past should absolve me of any sort of, again, any sort of questioning, any sort of scrutiny. And I was just like, that's what Israel says. What do you do? Like, you're playing the Israel playbook right now. What do you mean? Again, just trying to find out if you're okay. We're at the same time. Rudy Maxa I think that's his name. Rudy Maxa contacts me privately. And at the same time, another associate of Ken named Samantha Bachman also reaches out to me. Both of whom sort of swear me to secrecy. Not to let me know, like I'm not supposed to tell anybody that I'm talking to them. And they proceed to tell me stuff that's like I know right away what's happening. I realize they're sort of using me, but I'm thinking, oh, Gay Williams, oh, that hurts my feelings. I've never heard that before, and I'm such an insecure person that if you call me gay, it hurts my feelings. Fucking ridiculous. But I these guys are I actually talked to Rudy while he was supposedly in Peru or something, living in like some hut, like out hiding from the man kind of thing, And wait, if I'm gay and you watch me every day and every time I go live for hours on end, what's that say about you? But everything that they're telling me is stuff that would come out within the next few days about Ken, about how he bailed on his wife and his kid and ran off to Colombia or wherever with some girl half his age that nobody really knows who she was, and he the World Citizen Project earned like 130 or was donated like $130,000, and he took all the money and bailed and disappeared for a while. And that was the narrative that was coming out. And as it was coming out, like I would get the information a day before it would come out, and I would make a video or I'd do a live talking about, Ken, I just heard this new truth, and I don't want to believe it. I want to believe you're the guy. And, if anything, can you just make a one video just letting us know you're okay, addressing some of these questions and addressing some of these things. And I think this is actually, like I say, my timeline might be a little foggy because for some reason, but I had brought this up, and that's why Ken was like, I should be absolved of being questioned and all this. And I'm like, what do you mean? Or the Ken profile. But again, there was just no actual confirmation that anyone was actually being Ken. And I started calling the blind Ken supporters, the Kennonites. And I got blocked. He ends up blocking me, which, it's not the first time my mouth has screwed up an opportunity for me, but I'm just not that person. It sucks, and just because once I figure out that you're stroking my ego to shut me up, it bugs me because it's like an insult, And so Rudy, maybe a couple of weeks go by where I'm talking to Rudy, and then I'm making videos, and I'm talking to Samantha, and I'm hearing all these things, and Rudy's telling me shit like, go look up Ken O'Keefe's origin story, and you've never really looked into where he came from, and here, check out this link, and it's just this, he introduces me to the idea that Ken was an activist that had done something similar to what he did with the World Citizen Project before, where he took a bunch of money and disappeared. And with the first time, or one of the first times, there was like 3 boats that he had commissioned. They were stocked with all sorts of supplies for the Palestinians. On the way in to give the supplies to the Palestinians, the boats are overtaken by IDF, Mossad. say there's 11 people killed. One of those people that gets away happens to then turn into, like, one of the people that they let go, that Mossad lets go. Mossad doesn't just let people go. But one of the people that Mossad let go happens to then be Ken O'Keefe. And so there's this interview of him, like, being released. And he's got a crimson mask on. He's got blood all over his face. It long dried, like, but he just left it on for the, like, it was just sort of like the whole thing just really seemed manufactured to me. And this is sort of the birth of this mentality that I have now is Ken O'Keefe and Brian Mullen were the last two guys that I went all in on. And I was like, the last two guys that I would vouch for, that I would say, this is the guy you should, Ken was the only guy that I was like, don't watch me, watch Ken. So when it all blew up in my face and I just realized, like, this is manipulated, like, something felt off. Third shift sucks. Yeah, I would imagine. I couldn't do that. That would just, your whole circadian, is that it? Circadian cycle?
Yeah. Well,
Circadian. Circadian, yeah. Rhythm, whatever.
Not only that, but the world isn't built for third shift. So, you don't get to go to the regular stores.
Go the other way. Yes, that way the sunlight, when it comes in, it shines up. Anyway, I'm sorry. 12 hours at night, and yes, I'm well aware it's affecting me big time. Yeah, I'm sorry. But you gotta make that money, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Plus, like, functions.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of the story and stuff. I'm sorry. So I'm talking to either Sam or Rudy one day. I can't remember which one it was. Sort of had enough because I went into it thinking, like, I know you guys are using me. Let me at least get something out of it in return, right? Like, at least share my song on your feed, or do something to help me out, right? And it wasn't happening. And they would say something and then they wouldn't do it. And they would say something. And finally, I just was like, fuck it, let's see what happens. So I'm talking to one of them one day, and I let it slip that I was talking to the other one. And I sort of made it sound like, oh, you didn't know that I thought you guys, because they had contacted me within, like, in the same day they had contacted me. So I just figured they were sort of working together. And I had mentioned the one to the other. Again, I can't remember which one it was. But within a few hours, both of them had called me and been like, you know what, I didn't know that you were talking to this person, because the person that I was talking to then reached out to the other one and was like, hey, you're talking to this guy. I don't know. They're both telling me the same shit, so I don't know why it would have been a problem that we're both talking to me. But it sort of caused an issue. And so they were like, we can't trust you anymore. And I don't give a fuck. I don't trust your whole thing. And so we meet this chick named Rita, who apparently rented the house or was renting another house next to Ken or something like that. She could confirm that she had seen Ken in Colombia or wherever it was with that girl, and, like, the whole thing was just shady. She said, I was this huge supporter of his, but then once I knew him, it was just weird, and we met her. She wasn't some fucking shill.
And she wasn't a weirdo either. She was like
no, she's just a normal weirdo like us,
Yeah.
And like, she came over and shit. We smoked, we hung out. My wife still talks to her. But then you start seeing this whole thing, like, it blows up, but then it disappears for a while. And then Ken comes out of nowhere, and he's can't remember. Now he's like talking about how he's being stopped trying to travel, and he's been taken prisoner for X amount of months, and he's trying to the videos that we're seeing are trying to account for why the Ken O'Keefe that we see today doesn't look like the Ken O'Keefe that we used to see. He sounds like him, same face tattoos, same facial kind of funny little quirks and shit, but it's just different. He looks different, and he's like super skinny, and he's I was yes.
Why don't you sit on the ground and play the game and let him sit in your lap? He'll be happy.
Or just lay next to you, whatever. But like you see over the next few years, these situations where he would sort of just pop up, and he would it would be these weird videos where it would come out, and then he'd disappear, and then suddenly he's being interviewed by RTV, and then he disappears again, and now he pops back up and he's on Jake Shields' podcast, and I just I don't know, it's kind of irritating, but it's basically he has to raise himself. Yes, because when he's asking if the dog should have a treat, even though he's already had one, we should run down there and give the dog a treat. And when we suggest that he sits on the floor with his dog and loves him, that's part of our evil plan. Look at how desperately stupid you sound.
Puppy will shut up.
Well, if dogs make noise, it's because you're hurting them.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I'm hurting them all the way from upstairs.
Yeah, it's because you're hurting.
Just sit on the ground.
So sit on the you don't have to let him sit in your lap. Just sit on the ground, watch your video, and let him lay next to you. If you get them both to lay next to you, he'll lick Mo's foot. Truly wonder when you'll stay on topic. They never do. What? They can't. They can't. And it's ad hominem. It's right. Their job is to not stay. They're doing think about it. Why would anyone in their right mind, truth or whatever, give a shit like negatively about me telling the Ken O'Keefe story? Who are the only people that would not want me to tell the Ken O'Keefe story? Think about these things. This is Team Jorge bullshit, man. This is what they do. Everything to try to stop the information from getting out. And I'm supposed to, instead of talking about me, now they're going to a physical trait, a quality, or a characteristic about that person's life that that they don't like, or whatever it may be, instead of addressing the arguments itself. This is ad hominem. This is the only way they can operate, because I'm not wrong. If I was wrong, they would be the first to say so. Well, even more ignorant than Julian. No, Julian's been here forever. You recognize the name, Matt. It's just a dumbass. Just a dumbass needing attention. Who comes to a feed and just starts talking about, and like, not what the people are talking about on the feed, but other stuff? You can play the innocent, stupid role all you want. It's just insane, But who does that? You don't get on a feed titled what my feed is titled, which brought you here to begin with, because, well, I do know that some people will be like, YouTube suggested it, and I guess if YouTube suggests something, it's the only thing you can watch. But it's clear that my video is titled Ken O'Keefe, and then I'm talking about Ken O'Keefe. So why wouldn't you come in and talk about what I'm talking about? Other than because you can't. Gotcha. I forget all names. My bad. I remember now. Even if you don't remember now, just look at the look at the desperation in it all.
What? Coming.
An infection around the anus and genitals can occur, but hey, the cute little turtles are playing soccer. Jardiance. It can cause swelling and rash in your taint. What? How can anything? What? Think about that. You're taking a medicine to help with your chronic kidney disease, but it makes your taint swell up and get infected. What the fuck are you talking about? Have you a playlist or links to knowledge for other people to learn? I mean, I'm giving you that. You have the most powerful research tool ever accidentally given to the Goyim in your hands. All you have to do is look. Part of it is you doing it yourself. So it has value to you. If everything is made easy for you, then you're not going to appreciate it. But I can tell you, I'll give you a list of things to look up. Before you do anything else, you need to watch the movie Hollywoodism. Well, I don't even know. Like I say that, but if you don't know the questions to ask before watching Hollywoodism, it might not have the same effect on you. So, I don't know how you could not see it. It's shockingly telling and arrogant and fucked up. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But quick Google search of Team Jorge, Jorge, Israel, will explain to you, like, not it is the farther on the surface it's this, but the further you dig, the more you realize it's the smoking gun evidence that Israel controls social media. This is an Israeli black ops operation, just one of many, that was exposed and bragged about being able to manipulate election level manipulations, let alone fuck with some Facebook page or something. But that they had 30 to 40,000 bots in 2022 at their disposal to be able to use to sick on anything they wanted to. Social media. It's undeniable. It's smoking gun. It's the proof. And you have to remember when you read it, they call themselves Team Jorge. If I said it was Jorge, how many guesses would it take before you got to Israel? Probably a lot. But it's there's a million articles. I just read the Wikipedia page. It's a summary of all the news articles you can find. If you want to read all the articles, you can. But it's Jorge. They have deception even in the name, let alone the story. The story should have been the biggest story in the world. When the story came out, it should have been the biggest story in the world, but it wasn't because the Jays and Israel control the news. So it wasn't. But you'll see lots of stories about Facebook, blowing themselves because they were able to eliminate 1,000 bot farm profiles out of the Philippines, 500 bot farm profiles out of Brazil, 1,500 out of China. This one Israeli Black Ops operation had 30 to 40,000. And no news article, no Facebook stories about Facebook shutting down those profiles. Like I say, the more you look, You know, you put Team Jorge into Wikipedia. You read that, and it'll talk about Tal Hanen, the main guy. You click on his name, you can read some more. You click the see also stuff, you can see different other operations. You click on the bot farm. You know, there's lots of stuff where if you look for it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not the guy that's going to tell you to go watch a whole bunch of different truther videos. I did that before. Doesn't work. I don't, you know, it's so much better when you get the information yourself. Who is this Ken guy? Again, look it up. Pretty prominent figure in the movement if you've been here for a while. I joined less than 10 minutes ago. You got to stop getting into it with these idiots. Probably more of the bots in your stream are easy to see. I agree. Came across this town at 10 in the morning. Have you been here? This. Who are the bots? How can you tell? No, Juliana. He kicks everyone out of his stream. I kick everyone out of my stream.
Except for the people that have been here for years.
What, I don't even know what the like. How do you even respond to that? You'll get kicked out if you start using pedo stuff, pedo code, start flying the pedo flag. Uh, yep, I've been live all day. Who is this Ken guy? Well, I spent the first 20 some minutes telling you my personal Ken O'Keefe story. That's the other thing. Lots of times you'll hear people talk about secondary, third person, uh, third person accounts, different. You'll see a video from somebody telling you something that somebody else told them, and so on and so forth. This is my personal story. Like, there are a whole bunch of fucked up Ken O'Keefe stories, but my personal story was fucked up.
Yeah, it was.
Between Ken O'Keefe, and Brian Mullen, which again I not only had a personal story with Brian Mullen, I got Brian Mullen to come out of hiding after 6 or 7 years to make a video supposedly bashing me. He didn't name me by name, but if you you can go look. I made a whole video about it on YouTube. There's like a 3-4 day thing with Brian Mullen. And again, you have to put in the work. You have to think like I do, where I
Wash those pants with black.
yeah, I know. I see you know the posting date of my video, and then I put Brian Mullen, and then I put upload and upload by date. So it has to show which videos in order that they came. And you'll see that my video comes out and Brian's comes out either that day or the next day. And he's talking about what I did on the feed that you can see in the previous video about me calling his boss and talking to this guy and having him talk a bunch of shit. Like, it's crazy. Not a bunch of shit, but respect is not earned. Respect is earned, not given. Like, you are arguing with an unknown person on a fucking live stream comment section. Like, you talking about respect and shit? Are you kidding me? Nobody can disrespect you. You get that, right? The only way somebody can disrespect you is if you allow it.
And ultimately, it's just you disrespecting yourself.
Right. It's you allowing the shit to happen to yourself. It's not that like if somebody steps on your shoe, well, even if they meant to step on your shoe, right? The fuck do you care? Oh, okay.
Dirty your shoes.
Right, well, but sure, you got to clean your shoes, but as far as disrespecting you goes, like, you going to give that person the satisfaction of knowing that you're upset now about that? You're going to now, what, commit a crime over something stupid like that? Oh, I just made. Yep, I'm going off the rails because we were on some rails to begin with.
The crazy train.
Yes, I'm super drunk because I drink all day. Yep. I mean, I'm drinking, smoking crack, eating the meth. You know, I'm what's it called when you backdoor the pills, you stick the pills up your butt. I'm doing it all. Boofing, I'm boofing, fucking drinking. I'm all of those things, man. Fuck yeah, party on, man. Yes, I'm the ugliest trans person you've ever seen in your life. It's stupid. Come on, Matt. Defend yourself. He basically just called you a beta boy. Yes, I just called Matt a beta. See, this is
What is a beta boy?
the idea that you're the type of person that would be upset if somebody called you a beta boy is what I'm talking about. Like, if you can get drawn into fucking arguments and stupid anything with anyone that's like that, if somebody's out there calling you names and shit, like, what's going on in their own world? How miserable is that piece of shit? To sit there and think like somebody, why would anybody be trying to focus on you? Other than to try to get you upset and then, you know, whatever, but so focused on everything mundane. Why not learn and why not and not hold grudges? Who gives a shit? Like, I caught a stream earlier and you're talking about Tartaria. Didn't have time to stick around and listen. Well, I definitely will tomorrow be talking about the pneumatic tunnel system because that is fucking insane, but that's not where we are right now. I mean, just look at this weird desperation.
So you said Ken O'Keefe is back. Is he saying the same stuff that he used to say?
Well, yeah, because
like a different person, different persona.
No, he's still like he was a guy that was calling out Israel. He was the only guy I ever saw calling out Israel. He was a big inspiration for me. When that whole thing fell apart, like that was devastating. You know, I was like, I found a kindred fucking soul here, finally. Finally somebody else is saying the same things I'm thinking and saying and feeling, and you know, this was all is different. Right? It's different. It's not something I've experienced other than that. You know, and Brian was similar, but I never thought Brian was that guy or anything. He just, when it came to the earth shape argument, Brian made some of the best arguments, especially because originally he was coming from the engineering perspective. Eventually it turned into the Bible and all kinds of shit, and it was just, have you guys noticed that too with my lunch break? My lunch break, something's happened. I don't know what the fuck happened with that guy. I don't know if they got to him. I'm not sure, but he is suddenly going in this different direction, and it's very off-putting.
Did you see that picture I sent you? That was fucking creepy.
What?
That Jesus, the lady in front of me in line.
Oh yeah.
Fucking creepy. So yeah, he went all Jesus like.
Well, he's like, it's just weird. This is what Brian did. Brian, it was like Balls Out Physics Part 4 or something, which was probably like the 8th part because Balls Out Physics 1 and 2 and 3 each had a couple of parts. But he had disappeared for a little while. So, okay, so Brian Mullen was the same thing. it was towards the end of 2015, early 2016, like January, December, where I discovered Brian Mullen and Balls Out Physics series. And at that time, those videos only had like 30,000 views on them. They weren't huge yet. And so I I reached out to him on Facebook. I found him on Facebook because, he happened to be spelled Mullen, which nobody spells it that way, but that's what he did.
Chrissy and Mike spell it that way. Strange.
Um, but he put out the first three parts of Balls Out Physics, and then there was the fourth video with him was him as a guest on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes podcast, which is run by a very chosen looking chick. And I happened to had come across her podcast on in another situation. I sent her our song Under the Dome, and she liked it and played it a couple times, and so I had a previous established connection to her. And so I reached out to the Brian Mullen page, and I remember thinking, like, this Brian Mullen page looks like if you were gonna make a page that was supposed to be real. Here's a picture of me on a four-wheeler, and here's a picture of me at my job, and here's a picture of me with my family. Like, it just, and remember, I'm starting to sort of like come to this conclusion of the manufacturing of reality. But I don't want to, because I like what this guy's doing and saying. So I find, only so many, he only had a few videos out. And so I reach out to him, and again, it's that same thought, like, you don't create content so that content starts working and then you disappear. Right? It just doesn't make sense. Your videos are starting to blow up, man, And so I actually reached out to the Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes chick, and I'm like, hey, you had him on your page, or you had him as a guest. I'm sure maybe you could probably contact him. Just reach out and see if he's okay, because, again, people in our circle disappear, and it's not the best thing in the world sometimes. And her lack of concern was concerning to me, but she was like, oh, yeah, okay, he's probably fine. I'll just reach out to him, blah, blah, blah. Well, within like a day, maybe two, the friend request is accepted, and him and I exchange hellos. I say more than he does, for sure. But at the same time, like, Balls Out Physics 4 comes out like right after that. And now he's been sort of disappeared. The show that he was on, the Flat Earth and Other Hot Potato show, was like November, and it's now January. So he's been sort of disappeared for a month and a half, 2 months maybe. And so when this new Balls Out Physics 4 comes out, it's great. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I watch it. And at the end of it, it's either at the end of 4 or maybe it's another one. But at the end, suddenly he lifts up this Bible, and he's like, I'm starting to think maybe all the answers we need are in this thing right here. And I was just like, what? You're an engineer. You're a structural engineer. Balls Out Physics was all done from a structural engineer perspective. And I was like, where the fuck did this just come from? And so, it's always interesting to me how, like, I reach out looking for these people, and then suddenly they show back up. But Brian, he ends up making a few videos over the next few months, and he slowly, like, suddenly he has this new girlfriend, and she has a kid, and now they're living on a mountain in South Dakota, or South Carolina. He's growing a beard. He's letting his hair grow. He's the Bible, the men are the protectors and the women are the nurturers. And like, he goes in this crazy direction. And his videos are much more sporadic. And, and he's like, I'll be talking to him through Messenger, and I remember saying to him one time, like, how come there's never a camera on the top of rockets? This was shortly after that rocket supposedly hit the dome and then got stuck or started floating or whatever it is. There's a video rocket of it. And I always thought it was weird. Like the rocket hits the dome and then doesn't explode or doesn't fall apart, just hits it, boing, and bounces. Like, it was a weird video, but I said, why are the cameras always facing down? How come there's never one facing up that shows the sky going from blue to black? And he was like, oh, that's a really good point. Blah, blah, blah. I never thought of it like that. I'm going to mention that. And he then brings it up in the next video, and he didn't say anything. And I was like, I reached out afterwards. I was like, man, you took, you appreciated what I said, and you're not even going to give me the shout out. Like, hey, the guy that said this wrote this cool song, blah, because I had shared with him Under the Dome as well, and he said he liked it, was what it was. But I just thought, I was like, hey, that's kind of shitty, dude. I share all your stuff, and in our small little community, we have to help each other out. It's difficult to get things out, and would have been nice to just get the shout out. And that was probably the last time I spoke to him. Because again, he starts just disappearing and going in this weird direction, and then he disappears again for a little while, and suddenly he reappears. And this time, he's shaved, he's got his hair cut, he's in a suit, and he's doing what he calls, he's raising a GoFundMe, looking for like $100,000 for what he was calling the Force the Line experiment. It was this cool thing where you set up this apparatus along a road, and it showed you the curvature of the earth with certain measurements, and it would show definitively if there was a curvature or if there wasn't. Whatever side you were on. If you're a round earther, then you should have supported this. If you're a flat earther, what's up, bud?
Can I give the dogs some chess?
No. No, dude, that's not good for the dogs, bud. Yeah, no. So he comes up with this thing. Within like 3 days, they get 3 times the amount of money through the GoFundMe. The video for the GoFundMe is like 2.5 minutes. It's really well done video. Like I say, doesn't matter what side you're on, you would support the building of this because it would prove the naysayers. Either way, it's going to prove the people wrong, and it's a definitive thing, and it's easy, and it's cheap, and you could make money off of it. Like it's just win, win, win all the way around. He makes 3 times the amount that he's supposed to, and then as fast as it all goes up, he rips everything down. All of his videos get taken down. All of his pages get taken down. His channels get taken down. And he just disappears. Yeah, go get the kid. You want me to do it? He pulls everything down and disappears. And there ends up being like a pretty significant concern for him in the community, and people are, somebody offers him 5,000, puts out an offer that starts, I think, at 5,000, ends up going up to 10,000 for him to hold a newspaper with today's date and take a picture just to show that he's alive. Because at the end of the day, whether it's Ken or whether it's Brian, when they disappear, there are tons of people who care about this person and who are concerned about this person's well-being, and some people can't sleep at night and shit. I mean they worry. It's not like a crazy stalker concern or straight crazy stuff. It's just hey man, we know that you were putting up a really tough fight and now you disappeared. Something might not be right. Like it was a really strange thing. And there would be these rumored appearances of him that he was supposed to be at this or he was supposed to be at that, and then he would never show. Or there was this one picture that was released of supposedly him and his new wife and a kid. But within, days, experts, scrutinizers are picking the picture apart and finding edits, and not a real picture. And so, it turns like the narrative is that the girl that he was with didn't. I don't understand. Like, you fall in love with this guy who is potentially going to go down in history as being someone that definitively proves the earth shape one way or another. He's going to make history. He's going to be remembered forever. He's actually going to do great things in this world. And you don't want him to do that? And I mean, this is the guy that you fell in love with to begin with, right? Like, this was who he was. Once he finally succeeds, makes this huge amount of money at the GoFundMe, and now you want him to pull it all down? Like, how does that make any sense? And, and then he just disappeared. He never showed back up until I started digging back into things last year. Either last year or the year before, but I think it was last year, beginning of last year. And I recorded it all. You can go look in my videos and you'll see Brian Mullen, and you'll see, video I'm getting threatened by Brian Mullen people, and like there's a few videos, but the fact is this guy comes out of hiding, makes a video, and it doesn't do anything. It's a video almost personally addressed to me. Like, he did everything but say my name. And yet, the reemergence of Brian Mullen doesn't spark any sort of new controversy. It doesn't blow up. It doesn't run through the community. It's just it's such a weird bunch of shit. Let's see. I'm not a big fan. I sure would make sense. And blah 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 blah. Yeah, not know my you don't have to read it. The choice when he looks down. There we go. I don't understand. Like, you guys aren't gonna talk about things I'm talking about, and you want to talk about me. About me. At least not in that regard. Right now, I'm telling you personal stories to back up the narrative that I'm talking about. But as far as all the other goofy bullshit goes, I'm just not interested. I don't. Why would you want to talk about that instead? Ken O'Keefe, Brian Mullen, these guys are significant players in the game. Their numbers dwarf mine. These guys are not guys who have made a bunch of money doing this. I don't make anything. I just give my stuff away. Free download, www.the-bilderberg, bilderberg-group.com. The link will be in the description. When you go there, listen to everything for free, click download. It'll ask you how much you want to pay. You say 0 and it's free, or you could donate $28,000 if you wanted to. It'd be great either way. All we ask is that you share it with somebody else. But that's been my experience. Is try, let's work together. If you do projects, if you make videos, if you build furniture, film yourself building a piece of furniture, and then we'll use that footage for a video. Let's all just work together to help each other reach each other. Like, that's the thing I just don't understand. Why aren't we doing that? It's clear that their goal is to divide us and separate us in every way possible. So why don't we combat that shit? Julian has a job to do. Why are people falling for that shit? Like, you understand these guys are desperately trying to distract, trying to disrupt the feed and get us to stop or not talk about what I'm actually talking about. We're talking about, with Ken O'Keefe, we're talking about Israel. We're talking about what's going on today. As much as I'm not a Ken O'Keefe fan after what I experienced and what happened, I would be where I am today without him. He opened my eyes like nobody else. And the whole J conspiracy is the thing that we need to be focused on. You give a shit about me and my hair, my beard, my face, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's just weird. What the fuck do I care? I'm talking about big picture shit here. You had to do a little more work and we're happy. Really, good point. It's good, friend. Hey, now you change our pick and all in the same stream. Definitely a bot. There you go. The black cube. Ah, good job, Jack Johnson. Yeah, when you look up Team Jorge and you click see also, black cube will come up. And I need to look up black cube even more. I normally get going in so many directions, but black cube is one of those things. Another thing you need to look up is Operation Cast Thy Bread. Cast Thy Bread. Also look up Samson Option. But Operation Cast Thy Bread, there's a stereotype, there's a slur that's associated with the Jays. And it says that they're the type of sick people that will poison a drinking water system. And most of us can't even fathom doing something like that. Putting poison into the drinking water system, that affects everybody. Men, women, children, soldiers, fucking everybody. Non-soldiers, civilians, whatever. And this narrative has followed the Jays throughout history, that they're the type that will put poison in wells. And you can't, that's a trope. That's an anti-Semitic trope. You can't say that. Nah, nah, nah. Except in 48, well, 46 to 48, but 48, before Israel was established, and in order to establish Israel, the foundations of Israel were established when the first city was taken, and that's Acre. Acre is ACRE, is the first city taken in the whole establishment of Israel. And they started by poisoning the drinking water system because they're cowards. They didn't have the bomb like they do now. They had to use some other cowardly method. So what they did was poison the drinking water systems and then attack the people who were then, fucking either sick or taking care of the sick because they were poisoned. And they love to cry and say, you can't say that about us. You can't say that about us. But it's only because you don't know stuff. They require your ignorance for their success. Like, people always get mad when I say there's not too much more in my life that I am more, there's not too many things in my life that I am more proud of than my anti-Semitism. I believe my anti-Semitism is one of the best things about me. But that's because I know what those words mean. I know what Semitism is. I know lots of people will, anti-Semitism, you can't say anti-Semitism. They get all weird and mad. But if you say, well, what does Semitism mean? They have no fucking idea. And people say anti-Semitic, and I say, don't call me that. That's rude. I love the Palestinian people. I love the Syrians and the Lebanese and the Yemeni and the Egyptians, the North African people and stuff, the Moroccans. I love the Semitic people. That's all the people of the region, black, white, brown, whatever. These are all Semitic people that live in that region. So anti-Semitic is a racist term. Semitism simply means the first part of the definition is a Semitic characteristic or feature. A Semitic characteristic or feature occurring in another language. And then number 2 is policy or predisposition favorable to the Jays. Any sort of policy or predisposition, that's the rules, regulations, and then all of the perception going into any sort of a situation is going to be favorable to the Jays. I just don't believe that about anybody. My wife sends me goofy shit. It's a term created as form of control to avoid calling them out for what they do. No, that's not it, actually. It's actually telling you that the biggest, like, con in all that is you believing, not having the same perspective I do. Is that somebody could say, hey, that's anti-Semitism. And you go, oh, no, 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 no. You go, fuck yeah, it is. You should say, fuck yeah, it is. I'm proud of that. You know, because that whenever they call something anti-Semitism, it's because it's not giving them the favor they demand. If they really were talking about that's anti-J, well, then they would say that's anti-J, but they don't. They have their own word for it because they don't care if you and I believe in their J stuff. They don't care if we they don't even, like how Christians want you to be Christian, Muslim wants you to be Muslim. Jays don't want you to be J. They want you to be a Christian or a Muslim. Because if you're a Christian, you assume, or you've been taught, told, trained, tricked into believing that the bad guys in the Bible, the people that killed the Jesus, the God's only son, the Christian God's only son was killed by the people that the Christian God now calls his chosen people, or the Christians now call Christian God's chosen people. Do you know how stupid that is? But that belief structure, if you're a Christian, then you automatically believe the Jays are above you. And that's what they want. They want you to be that. They want you to be a dumb Christian who believes anti-Semitism is a bad thing, and anti-Semitism is anything that isn't the policy or predisposition favorable to them. So when they say, the students are practicing anti-Semitism, they're right. And that's okay. It's a good thing. But the trick is to try to make it seem like anti-Semitism is this bad thing, and it's just not. I'm afraid of being wrong. I'm not afraid of being wrong. Who's afraid of being wrong? You can't tell this dude anything. You're never right. He's always look at this. Look at the crybaby stuff that starts coming out. Right? Instead of telling me what I'm wrong about, we're gonna tell me that it's the same nonsense. And I'm supposed to read this over and over again. Like, it's just goofy. That's the difference between us and them. Right. Oh, jeez. Now we have the same fucking troll. Been here for months. Would blow me if he had the opportunity, but he hates me so much that he's going to watch me some more. If you're watching, like, share, sub, do all that stuff you're supposed to do. That's what the fuck we're here for. As I continue to read it. Yep, that's what it is. See, it's either I don't read the comments or it's just, the reason I pointed out is because, like I always say, this ad hominem bullshit. Listen, All of these trolls, if they could debunk what I'm saying, that's what they would do. If I was sitting here telling you that unicorn poop is the secret sauce to everything that makes the world better, these guys would be the first ones to be making fun of me and telling me I'm wrong and that's not true because well, they wouldn't be talking all kinds of other crazy shit. They'd be focusing on what's being said. But they can't. They have a job to do. They're supposed to disrupt the feed. And I've already given you, I've given you the code. I've told you, look, my kryptonite is you debunking me and making me look stupid in front of everybody. You can point out what I'm wrong about. You can show where I'm lying or where I'm not telling the truth or anything like that. By all means, let's do it. That's how you're going to beat me. Anything else motivates me. Everything else like makes my head swell even more. All of the comments that talk all the shit about every other little thing. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, my wife this, my kids. I don't give a fuck about that stuff. You don't have that power over me to be able to upset me in some sort of way. You know, I guarantee I'm not talking a bunch of Brad Pitts here. You know, I'm these are fucking who knows, especially the J Bot ones. These are I'm gonna be, offended, upset by some ugly little troll Jays. Get the fuck out of here. Oh Jesus, let's see. Look at this. I'm supposed to sit here and read all this dumb shit, right? Don't tell them about the Ashkenazis. I mean, it's all just stupid. All that stuff doesn't matter. It really doesn't. All that blacks might be the original Jew and all that. It's just so stupid. This is all just history bullshit that we're supposed to be fighting over, and none of it matters. Even if what they were telling us about history was true, it wouldn't matter today. But it's not, because it's all just bullshit anyway. So it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, clearly you do. Oh, it's the you, blah 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 blah. I'll show you my physique. Ugh, you fucking weirdo. I'm pretty jacked. Well, then I'm sorry about your tiny penis. If I was next to you, you would be hauled off by animal control. Oh, okay, like that. That makes a bunch of sense. And I'm supposed to read this shit? Are you kidding me? Instead of talking about Israel, instead of talking about the Jays, instead of talking about Epstein, instead of talking about Ken O'Keefe, instead of talking about Brett Mullen, instead of talking about anything other than me, you guys want to talk about me. What kind of, and I want to show you my physique. Here, will you come to my Instagram? I got pictures of me with my shirt off. Will you go look at my Instagram page and tell me you like my body, please? Please? Like, that has to be one of the weirdest fucking exchanges that's ever happened on this feed. Seriously. I will show you my physique. Come check out my Instagram page. Who the fuck says shit like that? Clearly very intimidated. Clearly. Like, that's the other thing. Can you imagine? It reminds me of the boxing fight last night, right? So, Gervonta Davis and this guy, Lamont Roach, fought. And everybody's acting like Lamont Roach won because he had a draw with Gervonta Davis. Because everybody was just assuming Gervonta would smash him, and they ended up going 12 rounds. Well, this is a clearly off Gervonta who's got a lot going on. Like, it wasn't his best performance. But the fact that, like there was this point in the fight where a bunch, some of Gervonta's hair grease got in his eye. And he dropped down to a knee for a minute so he could get his eye wiped out. Like, and to think that, oh, that's a knockdown. Who would want that as a knockdown? If I'm a boxer, I don't want some gimme knockdowns. I want to knock you the fuck down myself. I'm not gonna act like a draw is a victory when I didn't, and it's only a majority draw. The non-J had Gervonta up by 2 rounds. The 2 J's had it a draw. J judges. And one of them is a notoriously piece of shit judge that just keeps getting work somehow. He's a terrible judge. Keeps getting work somehow. What's up, dude? Like, it's interesting, you know. It's like, you just yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Somebody just told me that they wanted me to they want to show me their physique. Can they send me their Instagram?
That's gross.
Some dude is sitting here trying to get me to look at his physique on Instagram. Are you kidding me? That's the weirdest thing I've ever had somebody say to me.
Is it your twin brother? Is he trying to show you?
No, because I'm intimidated by his physique.
Oh, you are?
You know me. I'm all super insecure and shit.
At 46, you no longer give a fuck.
I haven't given a shit in a long time.
Oh, wow. He just built really well. He looks good. And it's that. It's not the jealousy and all that goes away.
I haven't had that in a long time anyway. I just always thought it was stupid. Like, good job, dude. Most of the time, if you're going to put in that effort, like...
It says a lot about, your life. It does.
To me, it's always just been like, oh, sorry about your tiny penis.
Well, there's that too.
That's all it's ever been.
That's
like
the super muscle guys.
If you got a big dick, you can have a shitty body. She's not gonna care. Ron Jeremy was one of the most famous porn stars of all time.
There is no way. I don't care.
No, I know. I'm not saying that girls are like. I'm just saying that if the girl is already there, she kind of into you. She likes your personality. If you also have a big dick, that's gonna go a long way.
Long way.
And right. And if you have all the muscles in the world, but you got a tiny dick, that she's gonna cheat on you. I mean, it just is what it is. And I know there's lots of people out there.
You better be damn okay with dildos.
Yeah,
having dildos.
But those guys aren't.
Right.
None of those guys are. The guy with the big dick's the one that's like, yeah, get the dildo. That'd be funny. I'll check that out. Go ahead. I want to see you do it. Like, yeah. Like, there's no intimidation there. What do I care? Well, that's not necessarily true. Like, think about how strange that is. What a strange exchange that is. Like, guys get in trouble if we look at other chicks and, like, I mean, not in mine, but, whatever. Girls are allowed to have a giant penis. Doesn't even have to be giant, but a penis that has like ball bearings and vibration and lights up and jiggles and, flips a little thing on it. And like, nothing I can do to do that. My shit doesn't do that. It'll never. Like that's a really unfair comparison. And then if a guy gets found with a pocket pussy, he's a weirdo. It's weird. It's just weird how we've done that. Considering, in this male dominant society, that's how it would have worked out. I mean, sweat can affect your vision. It wasn't sweat. He had hair grease in his eyes.
Ew.
Yeah, he got his hair. I mean, it's like it's a stupid. Like, you lost when you're trying to hang on to shit like that. You lost when you're like, oh, it was a draw, and it's just there's a real side of things, and then there's the convince yourself side of things. And I just think that so many people are so, I mean, that's how we've been taught. We've been taught to be super insecure and super, stupid. We're taught to be stupid. We are definitely made to be stupid. But we're taught to hate each other. We're taught to discriminate. We're taught to fight. We're taught to be distracted by all this different shit so that we don't unify and overthrow the Jays that control our narrative. No common sense anymore? Yeah, I guess. I don't know what you mean, but let's see. Is there anything else worth thinking here? It was only an insult. I can't imagine, Julie, Matt. I can't imagine why you are wrapped up in a fucking any sort of discourse with a bot. It is a bot. It's either a bot. It's either a bot or it's a piece of shit not worth your time. Right? That's what it comes down to. If somebody comes to this page and doesn't go, hey man, yeah, fuck those pedos and those Jays. What can we do to make our lives better and save, what can we do to stop the genocide? And what can we do to make this world better? If they're not here doing that, they're a piece of shit. It's simple. If you don't, when it comes to the Palestinian, not the Israeli situation, if you're not adamantly like, we need to stop what's happening, this is a horrible thing, but you're a piece of shit. If you're not openly like, we need to fucking get these Jays the fuck out of Hollywood because they just keep raping people, but children and women, and we need them the fuck out of here. You're a piece of shit. It's if you're concerned with me, my haircut, my wife, how she, if you're somebody that goes on a live feed where they're trying to talk about bigger picture stuff, and you're gonna try to be like, oh well, you're ugly. You're gonna try to like think about it. If I was insecure, and you really did have that effect, and I was like, man, I'm so ugly and stupid, and I just can't take it anymore. Like with that, then you'd be like, yay, that's a good thing. Like, is that you're a piece of shit? When you can't be like, you know what? This is a thing that I don't really know about because I haven't learned that. But I'm gonna sit back and be quiet, and maybe I'll give an opinion here and there. If you want, if you want to pretend like whatever, because you want to act like a child because you don't know anything about the topic. Like, there's a lot of you're a piece of shit things going on here. You spend hours on my feed. You literally live for me. Just so you can come on here and troll me? That's a piece of shit. Who's gonna do that? I get it. When it's somebody like Matt, who's like, I might not agree with this guy on everything, but, this is the only guy I know that's actually saying these things. Like, I get it. It would be refreshing. If I found a better me, I would be refreshed. To sit there and watch somebody that actually has the balls to say these things and see these things and just learn, like, I would be super happy with it. But for the people that claim to not like me, but then come here and refuse to talk about what I'm talking about, it's just strange. It's it's that you want me, but you can't have me, so you're gonna be mad about it, I guess. I don't know. I can't relate. I can't relate to the troll character. I can't relate to the Israel supporter. I can't relate to the child raper. I can't relate to the Christian. I can't. I don't understand it. It's just, it's fucking stupid. Like, I guess when it comes to the Christian, I guess if you're a really selfish piece of shit and all you care about is that when you die, you get to go to heaven, never mind all those children being raped by the clergy, you're a piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you. I'll get out of work and troll. Go to the gym and troll. Yeah, you sound fucking miserable. I'll go to work, and then as soon as I get off work, I troll people, and then I go to the gym and I run away from that homosexuality chasing me down the street. No, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. And then afterward, I got to troll again, obviously. What about when you go out like for dates and stuff? Oh no, I don't do that. I'm trolling. I'm really good at trolling. And the thing is, I don't like. You spend a lot of troll time here getting your shit kicked in. So what a loser! Like I just, my God, what a fucking loser! That is, that's sad. You can't create your own content, so you try to piggyback off of somebody else's. But you're not smart enough to engage on that higher level. So you're like that kid, standing there watching his dad and his uncle have a conversation about business, just waiting for that opportunity to get in. And then you finally hear them stop talking or whatever, and you're like, I have a bank, I have money, I save money too. I have $15 in my bank account. Oh, I saved it all myself at 33 cents. And it's like, oh, okay, buddy, good job. Hey, the adults are talking. So why don't you go play a little bit and then we'll talk about your stuff. Or you can show me your bank, okay? Okay. Like it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing that the Israelis and the Jays can't defend themselves better than that. Really think about that. So many of these bot profiles are either Israelis or Jays or whatever. And they, instead of defending themselves, their cult, their practices, anything like that, they come in here with some childish, weirdo bullshit. I want to show you my physique. And like, wow, that is weird. How is this cult any good if they can't defend themselves? Shouldn't there be a whole bunch of, no, man, you're getting this wrong and you've got that wrong. And yeah, well, we do suck the baby penises, but, like, there's nothing. There's nothing. Anything reason worth reading? Oh, the elf, the Trump supporter.
I love them.
She's already proven she is super smart. Oh, man. So all gym influencers are weird, right? No. No, I would imagine a gym influencer that has figured out a way to make money and build themselves a network and get positive attention. Good thing. Take care of your body, all that good shit. That doesn't make you weird. What makes you weird is the whole other side. You're that guy that walks around the locker room naked, and people are like, "Why is that guy with that little dick walk around the naked?" Like I guess I get it if you're one of them guys with a big old hog, and you're just like, "Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that shit." But it's usually the guy with the look, what is wrong with you, dude? Put that shit away. You're not even gonna poke anybody's eye out with that thing. Just put it away. What have you proven? Oh, take care, man. I work with love. Yeah, that's what I do. I faked my way into multiple surgeries. You know how they love doing that, right? Those doctors always performing those sex changes on on the children. Yeah, yeah. Just faked my way. Actually, it's not even real surgery. I put makeup on. I have a makeup artist that comes in and puts these fake scars on my wrist, just, you know, because this is probably the first time I've done that in all of these videos, but I knew that was going to happen. Well, actually, no, I didn't know that was going to happen. I do it so that I have it just in case that happens, so I can break. Yep, that's what it is. Every day I have the makeup artist come and put the new stuff on, and then, you know, because I might take my shit off today because I'm faking it. Faking my way, faking. I'm faking a life where my family is stuck, barely getting by. Fuck yeah, super fun. Because you guys have seen all those videos where we're out like at Disney World and we're out, you know, we got expensive cars and we're out just living that life, right? Woohoo! Aren't you fucking happy you hitched onto this money wagon, baby? Mm. She gets anything she wants. My baby wants something, she gets it. All because I'm good at tricking the government. Get the fuck out of here. You know how stupid you have to be to, like, again, desperate ad hominem bullshit. Going to somebody's quality in their life and attribute something that blah, blah, blah goes off topic because you cannot debunk or debate anything I have to say. Israel, the Jays, control the fucking narrative. And until we goyim unify and overthrow the Jays that control the narrative, we will continue to have Trumps. We will continue to witness genocide every day. Our children will continue to be in danger from the Hollywood pedo machine and the government CPS pedo machine and all of it. They say that like 76 or 86% of the kids that are involved in some sort of trafficking situation have an association with CPS. Isn't that fucking insane?
It's disgusting.
Like, they just, again, if you don't care about that stuff, you're a piece of shit. Why would I give a shit about what you have to say when you don't care about that kind of shit? Yep, and oh, now you're hurting my weed. Ooh, oh, she's talking shit about our weed. Ooh, ow. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing that people can be so fucking obsessed with me, but not enough to actually debunk not enough to do the one thing it would take to actually win the conversation. Like, again, you make fake claims, and I actually, you know, I punch down to address your nonsense. Yep, I'm faking a claim, right? I prove it's something easy to prove. Or else you do believe in the makeup thing, but you know, you don't fake your way into surgery. That's just not how the medical field works. Doctors don't do that. They don't, oh, hey, you don't need surgery, but let's give you the surgery. Like, and the thing is, it also goes to show, like, just how stupid you are because you don't know. I can't imagine how anybody can fake their way through that.
Oh, and work insurance is really good about letting you do frivolous things.
Right. They don't just send people out to go watch your house and all that shit to catch you doing it. No, they don't do that. But seriously, I don't know how anybody could ever fake the shit because of what they put you through. It's not easy. You don't just go, oh, I'm hurt, and they go, oh, okay, well, let's give you money. That's not, no. It's a big fucking, and it's a system that's doing everything it can to fuck you. Like, you know, it's a weird thing. You know, you fuck up, they'll get you. Her cousin, her cousin fucked up his back real bad, his neck and back. Car accident, a work accident.
Well, he was driving
work truck, right? And when, because they were taking so long with everything, and he had to feed his family, he went out and worked and showed that he could still work.
Never mind, like, it wasn't easy, and he was in terrible pain, and
he had to feed his family.
But he had to feed his family.
Right. And the government was like, nope, sorry. We
right.
suffered when it was me. We just suffered. I couldn't go out and work. It's what it is. You could talk about, oh, you smoke a lot of weed. You smoke so much weed. Well, why do you think that is? Is it because I don't take a bunch of opiates every day? Could that be it? Could it be the tremendous amount of pain that I'm in all the time? No, because you don't talk about it. If I'm in pain, I bitch to anybody that will listen. So you must do the same thing if you're in pain. Dogs only talk when they're in pain. Like, guys, it's just stupid. It's stupid. But that's what it takes. It takes desperation, because what else can you argue? Damn it. You don't have anything else to argue.
Or, I mean, what, vodka?
Vodka, yeah, straight vodka.
Yeah.
It's actually vodka. You got the meth vodka, right? That special meth vodka I had made? Yeah, that's the good stuff. It's just such a weird... it's all just it's all just proof. It's all just proof that you can address certain shit. And that if you think something is wrong, then you will address it. Even if it means you make up some nonsense, even if it's some crybaby bullshit, whatever it is, you've proven that you'll say it. So that basically means everything that I talk about, real world kind of shit that you don't address, must mean you can't. You're basically saying I'm right about all this other shit, but you don't like my haircut. But you don't like this, but you don't like that. And it's the same stupidity that fuels, Israel. If you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel. You can't open up the books on Israel. That demonizes Israel. Only somebody stupid as fuck would say that. Because the logical, response, the logical conclusion is like, well, if you're doing good shit, how can you be demonized? When you have nothing to hide, you open the books and say, fuck no, do it. Here's my fucking surgery scars. What are you talking about? Like, when you're not, when you're telling the truth, what do you care? Yeah, open the books. You'll see nothing but good stuff, nothing but hard work, nothing but compassion, nothing but this, nothing. No, Israel can't say that. So they just tell you not to do it. When Operation Cast Thy Bread was exposed, the J representative to the Palestinians, like the guy that's supposed to represent the people that were affected by this, staunchly denied it while doing his best to block further investigation. And you think, okay, well, if you're not guilty, then why would you want to block people from investigating? If you are not guilty, then you say, yeah, investigate all you want. You'll find nothing but proof that I'm right. But if you know you're wrong, then you'll do everything else. You'll say because if you know you're wrong and you're an insecure piece of shit, like some people can know they're wrong and admit it, acknowledge it, learn from it, move on, whatever. You know, most of us, even when we're wrong, we keep arguing just because there's some sort of like save face bullshit that we do. Taught by our parents to argue for no reason and argue with strangers and argue with people that are too immature and too stupid to even know if they are wrong to begin with. Thank you, by the way. Oh, that vodka. I can taste the meth. It's a hint, but I can taste it. Hey, happening, sexy lady. It's all that meth. I love you. Well, I mean, the whole meth and drinking is pointless. It just sobers you up. Oh, yep. Now my breath stinks. You know what? My butt stinks too. Do you want to try it? You want to smell that? Yeah. I bet his butt stinks too. I bet it stinks. It would be funny if there was a way we could like smell his butt and then we could say it stinks. You guys wouldn't that be funny? Like we could get like some of his underwear or something and we could like pass it to each other. We could smell it. We could like take it all in. Then we'd make fun of him. Yeah, we'd make fun of him for it because his butt stinks. Oh. Yeah, never mind those Israelis killing all those fucking women and children. Never mind that the latest round of Palestinian hostages that were released were mostly women and children. Why were children being held hostage by Israel and no one was talking about it? There was no Israelis killed on October 7th. There were no Israelis taken hostage. Can't prove that wrong. Right? I mean, I'd love to know what Cast Thy Bread, an interesting read.
Can you yell down, Nathan, get in the shower, Nick, turn the games off?
Nathan, get in the shower. Nick, turn the games off. Okay, well, Nate, get in the shower. I hadn't heard of it before. Of course you hadn't, and isn't that crazy? Look up the Samson Option. The Samson Option is the military strategy Israel has that says if they ever feel that Israel has been invaded and or destroyed. Nope, you stink. Go get in the shower. If they ever feel they are invaded and or destroyed, which is very careful wording, because if me and 10 people come invading Israel, well, that's invading. That could be their excuse. But they've basically said, and of course, Wikipedia is going to give you a dumbed down version of it. I don't go to Wikipedia because I'm like, oh, that's the fucking dead truth. No, I go to Wikipedia because that's what they want us to know. At the very least, the fact that Wikipedia has a page for it should tell you something. And these pages are pages that can't be edited. But it's basically, if Israel ever feels threatened again, they say that they'll launch their nukes in every direction and kill everybody. The people that are openly, happily renting boats so they can go watch as the bombs get dropped, and then they cheer when every time, when people, they're horrible people.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah. This is just it's just what it is, and we're just, I forgot what the point I was making was.
The Samson Option.
Oh, the Samson Option, right. The people that are willing to do all those things and that have killed over 200,000 women and children and Palestinians and whatnot, and the numbers of 50,000, it's 200,000 plus. The people that are committing genocide as we speak threaten genocide if they're ever threatened again, if their land is ever threatened again. The land, the oh so important, promised by God land of Israel is ever threatened if they don't get their way, which is why in 2028, when I run for president, I'm not ever saying we should take away their anything. I'm saying let's give them what they want. Let's send all those cult members to Israel and they can work it out themselves. No more no more American interference. No money, no nothing. Everybody who practices that cult needs to get their goofy asses over to Israel. We'll help you. We'll pay for it. You can't stay here. You can't sit here. Seats taken. Yeah. I mean, this
So
is...
what do we do about Hollywood?
Hollywood will be just fine. We get rid of all the J's in Hollywood. We're getting rid of all the J's.
That's 90% of Hollywood.
It's not. So. It's not. And we'll do a better job. The movies that would come out of Goyim Hollywood would be exponentially better. They'd be creative and new. It wouldn't be a whole bunch of remakes and shit. They're not creative.
Snow White's about to be released.
Right. They're not creative. They're not. They don't create. They steal. And then they just milk it and milk it and milk it. But they're not creative. But we are Kanye West is 100% right. You only know about what Kanye West Kanye West said because he wanted you to know. None of you follow Kanye West. None of you give a shit about Kanye West. And he's actually saying a lot of cool shit, but you don't hear about it. But when he did have the opportunity to expose all the secrets and blah, 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 who did he throw under the bus? Black people. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, Jay-Z, Beyonce. Just like when the original Epstein list was released by the Biden administration, 1,000 papers all strewn about and documents that, you had to search through. When people started to search through it and realize, hey, this is bullshit, Cat Williams comes out of nowhere, goes on Club Shay Shay, the biggest podcast ever, and calls us all this. He's starting up a new tour. It just happens to work out that he's starting out a new tour. But he goes on and he opens the fucking floodgates and gets people talking about black people. He mentions Epstein and Weinstein, a dead guy and a guy that's already in prison, but the charges are overturned, whatever. But, got you to talk about Steve Harvey and Tyler Perry and black people. And now who are we all focused on? Who's the biggest, worstest pedo ever in Hollywood's ever seen ever? It's Diddy. Diddy, oh, that Diddy. The guy they gave the career to so he could be the guy. And he throws the best parties. We'll have the party at your house, Diddy. Evil can't create. It can only manipulate and alter. Well, evil is just another one of those goofy words. Evil sort of connotates the devil and, Satan and all. Come on, stupid. That's all stupid. It's not evil. It's fucked up assholes, pieces of shit. They're just pieces of shit. They're just awful people. And a lot of them have been, brainwashed and manipulated into being those awful people. Because there's only a small few that ever, it's the pyramid. Everything is a pyramid scheme. People will say, oh, you don't work, Amway's a pyramid scheme. It is, but so is the job you work at. So is if you work at McDonald's, it's a pyramid scheme. There's a lot more of the cashiers, a lot more of the cooks, and then the managers, and then the store managers, and the district managers, and the, it just keeps going. It's a pyramid scheme, and the higher up you go, the less people know what's going on. Everything is that.
Wizard of Oz is 86 years old.
Yeah. The problem with you is you still believe the narratives you've been given. Rick Steves, Rick Steves has gone to Iran, Iraq. He's gone to all those countries and showed that the people are nothing but warm and receptive and accepting and, oh, love to America and all that shit. Morgan Spurlock did the Where in the World is Osama bin Laden, went all over the Middle East. Again, nothing but love, except for when he went to Israel, when a mob was formed, he started asking questions, wanted to ask questions like, hey, what do you guys think of what's going on? And within a few minutes, a mob formed, and they had security guards you didn't see throughout the entire movie suddenly are on camera with big fucking body armor and big machine guns, and they had to get Morgan out of there because attack him. And yet you feel like you're in danger from all the other ones, right? There's a reason why men and women hate each other. We're in competition. Anything you can do, I can do better. There's a reason why, gay is such a problem. There's a reason why we're so racist. The Hollywood thing, the government thing, the vax thing, everything. There's a reason for all this shit. And that reason is so that we are in these positions to where we hate each other. We're given two choices. Well, what are you? Well, I'm a Republican. Well, I'm a Democrat. Well, I'm a Northerner. Well, I'm a Southerner. They have us just divided in all these different ways, and we're just all so distracted. And then at the end of the day, we're told, you can hate each other for all these things. You can do other, but you just, this one little group here, you can't. They get Semitism. They get favor. They policy and predisposition favorable to them. Everybody else, you can talk all you want. You can't even talk about this group. Okay? You can talk shit about anybody you want to, hate anybody you want for any reason you want. You can be a redneck bigot, this, that, and the other. You can, I hate them guys. I hate this, everything. As long as you don't talk about the Jays, you'll be all right. And that's what it's all about. That's what everything is, because we can't fix any of these things. The pedo situation, the government situation, the genocide, the fucking chemtrails, the vax, the fucking, you name it. We can't fix any of these distractions until we, the Goyim, get together, unify throughout all our little stupid manufactured differences. Your skin color is different than mine, but I'm going to go lay out in the sun so I can get darker like you. Once we get over these, you like to do, you actually act on those urges that I have in my head to suck dicks. You actually do that? Oh, I hate you now. I like when girls suck my dick, though. But I don't like when boys suck each other's dicks. Oh, that's terrible. Like, it's so stupid. Oh, I do like when girls eat each other's pussies, though. That's hot. If they're hot, I'll watch that. That's hot. That gay's okay. But if it's ew, no, that's bad. And you're distracted. No, you believe in Sky Daddy's name is not a law. Sky Daddy's called God. He said Sky Daddy's name's a law. Come on. No, not Muhammad. Jesus. Oh, come on. Why your story just like mine, but they got different people in it? That's weird. But I hate you for it. Oh, I hate you. I hate you. You live below an invisible line created by the Jays, and this is my country that we stole, according to the narrative, I believe. You can't come over here and take my jobs, take our jobs. I wanted to pick those strawberries for 10 hours a day in the hot blistering sun. I want to pick strawberries. I filled out all the paperwork, and I wanted to be a blueberry picker on the plantation. And at the last minute, them damn Mexicans came in and took my job. Took her there. Oh, by the way, we give $3.8 billion to Israel every year. It turns into 15 billion shekels in their money. Yeah? No? You're cool? That's cool? First world country. Originally, it was so that they could use that money to buy weaponry from us. But now we just give them the weapons. So we give them the weapons and And the ammunition. Oh, yeah. And your tax dollars go to pay for the Abraham Accords, which are us paying other countries so that they play nice with Israel. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. You guys just, it's so embarrassing that such an inferior group of people has us all bent over the knee so fucking, so easily. Like, it's bent at the knee, bent over the barrel. But it's disgusting, right? These are the little trollest, dumbest. They are so fucking dumb. I don't say this with hyperbole. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, you're dumb and you stupid. I'm not. They are dumb. Dumb enough to say if you look at what we do, that's going to demonize us. That's how dumb they are. They're not in charge because they're smarter, better than us. They're in charge because they're ruthless. And they look at us like we look at cows. You know? And they don't give a fuck. They'll kill us, they'll starve us, they'll do whatever it takes. I'm not telling anybody anything. Just talking. It's just a fun little video for educational purposes only, but whatever, I don't know. I gotta go. I'll just rest my case. What case have you fucking even made? You're not even, you keep talking to like other people in the chat, you stupid ass. You're not even making any points. And you don't know anything. You don't know the origins of Christianity. You don't know, why Hanukkah is celebrated in the Maccabees and all that. You don't know any of this shit. You're just talking because you need attention because that's part of your job. Or you don't want to stop the pedophilia. You don't want to stop the genocide. You don't want to stop the J slavery of us. You're just mad at good old guy, and you're going to spend, 2 hours now making nonsense point. Yeah, you make so much sense. It's fascinating. It really is fascinating just how stupid all of it is. How stupid they have us. How they've made us this stupid. And we all just take it. That video I showed earlier with the whole Yankee Stadium thing, and the guy basically breaking AI, just shows you. I mean, the AI is Jay. It's basically how it works out. Anyway, go get. Wait, let's see. Debate me on those two topics. What two topics? Let's see. What are you fucking talking about? On what two topics are you talking about? Not you didn't bring up two topics. What two topics are you talking about? Come on. Give me the two topics. Let's see. Let's see what I should debate you on. See how stupid you are. You gonna come up with a reason why you can't fucking... You didn't scare me. Turn around. Why aren't you just giving me the two topics? Should be an easy thing. Alright, you got like 10 seconds because I'm getting bored. What is this?
For my salami.
No, what is it? What kind, you dink?
White cheddar.
That it is? I need one more. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry. All right. So, as always, given the opportunity to actually say something, given the platform, given the spotlight. One was Hanukkah. There's nothing to debate about Hanukkah. What is there to debate? It's the celebration of cutting and sucking of baby penises. The Maccabees. It's the celebration of the Maccabees.
Not specifically. Not specifically.
No, it is. It's the celebration of the Jays winning the right to again be allowed to cut and suck baby penises. And it's the story of the Jays killing each other, willing to circumcise on the spot, and then join an army that they were living a life. Those Jays, they're so tough anyway. Living that Jay life. Random Jays come out of the woods. Hey, you circumcised or not? And of course I'm not saying it's not allowed. And they go, okay, well, you got to circumcise now or we're going to kill you. And they killed them. If they weren't willing to circumcise themselves and their families, they killed them. And once they circumcised, they were forced to join into the fucking the revolt, which fought against the Seleucids for years to be able to finally win the right to cut and suck on baby penises. It's that simple. Yeah. See, again, another dumbass. What are you saying? If I say something, it's not the time. See, dude, you've said 4 comments now, not one of which. Where's your argument? What's your debate here? Are you going to say that's not correct? Make a fucking point like a real person or just shut the fuck up. I give you the opportunity. You're a dumbass J troll, and I give you the opportunity to make as much money as you can, and instead, you're gonna fucking prove how stupid you are. I mean, it's just crazy. You're fucking stupid. I appreciate the example, because a lot of people won't believe me, just word of mouth. This is your opportunity. You finally got it. And instead of fucking taking advantage, you're going to just prove how stupid you are. But I don't. Now he said, but you don't debate me. Again, that's it. You had your chance. You lost. No more. It's not like you're going to actually make a fucking argument anyway. But just, that's it. Thank you. Debate over. Like I won. Oh, thank you. Like, can you imagine how many Jays actually will see this? Saw it set up, thought you were going to fucking, he's going to do something. What's he going to actually say? Guy's got that right, but. And then you fucking come with that. You come with that. That's the best response you could come up with. Everybody was smack their dumb heads. Oh, you idiot. That was your fucking argument. Why did you get into this? Why did you bring this shit up if you weren't going to be prepared to make a better argument? What a fucking stupid ass. I mean, of course I won. I wasn't going to talk about that, but I'll always take the opportunity to expose how disgusting you people are. And stupid, how stupid you people are. And if you're, you just played me. Oh, okay. Thank you for playing me into exposing you. Thank you so much. Anyway, that's a great point to end it on. Because, it's the best that they can do. Think about that. Just think about that. This guy made this open statement. He's trying to get my attention the whole time. Fine, debate me. So, like, all right, what are you talking about? You say there's 2 topics. What are you talking about? Well, one of them was Hanukkah. Okay, cool. This is my stance. What's the debate? your feet smell. There you go. Thanks. Like, that's the end. Doesn't go any further. You have the opportunity to say anything. You could have been like, well, dude, you could have blown my mind. You could have said anything. And this is the route you chose to take, which does nothing but prove my point. So thank you. Everybody go watch Hollywoodism. The link will be in the description. Go get your free download, www.the-bilderberg.group.com. It's free. And then I'm going to also post a link to the Samson Option, which is our song, Samson Option. Facebook, check out the video. Pretty cool video, actually. And all we ever ask is that you share it with people. Just share it. No money's involved. Just share it. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for the easy victory. The knowledge is lost on these fools. It's not lost. Understand that these people are valuable. The only reason they're here is because I allow them to be here. They're valuable to me. They either get me to say something I wasn't normally going to say or forgot about or whatever. Like that, I'm all for explaining to people what Hanukkah is. I probably should do it every fucking time, and I forget to. But this isn't, I'm saying things that other people are going to see. There's going to be at least 200 people that see this video. Used to be thousands, but now it's 200. Seeds are planted. Even these trolls, you can tell that the things that I talk about, they do go try to look shit up. They do try to debunk me. And they'll come with like certain little pieces showing that I've affected them. I said this one dude's on 90% of my feed, and he was crying about 90%, huh? 90%. Like it's so funny to see how affected they are. And if there is any bit of them that's not a pedo or not a dumb J, they're gonna start seeing it. I swing trolls all the time. Like the real like dumbass people that are like losers in their life. Yeah, I've swung plenty of them because they're miserable in life because they see these kinds of things, or they at least see how fucked up life is, and there is no answers. Well, they finally find some answers, and they're like, wait, I was here to troll, but wait, this is making sense. How come you never see the trolls on newscaster feeds, on government agency feeds, on anything demanding that the people in charge start fucking, protecting our children? Why is it Gordon Flowers can bust a new pedo every day? The last person was a regional supervisor for OSHA. And the government can't do that? The government can't do what the fucking hundreds of different YouTube pedo hunters do on a daily basis to get rid of these fucking pieces of shit? And they can't do that with all the obvious Hollywood pedos and shit. We just can't, we just can't do that. No, I appreciate the fuck out of these dumbasses. I'd appreciate it more if they mentally challenged me. Ends up being kind of easy. But they do provide an example that if I just were to talk about it, it wouldn't be as effective. And the deeper you think about it, again, a lot of these are Israeli bots or dumb Jews. If I was wrong about anything I'm saying, they would say so. They're basically telling everybody watching that I'm right. If I wasn't right, then they wouldn't, they'd be able to do something about it. They'd be able to, instead of, well, your hair's not right, or your wife is stupid, or ad hominem bullshit. These troll profiles are so valuable. You just don't get it. They build the numbers, one, but they make me, they prove that I'm right about what I'm saying. Think about the people that come here every single day. I give them the thing that they should be going and educating and figuring out a way to debunk me on. And months go by and they're still not able to do that. Why? Because I'm not wrong. So, again, everybody have a great day. And you pedophiles, fucking kill yourself.